Welcome to Sting Stories. Today, we will explore a meaningful story titled, Jesus Exorcises the Demons of the Gerasenes, the power of light overcome darkness. This is the story of Jesus, who freed a man possessed by a demon, living in a tomb and causing panic and fear to the whole village. Through his power, darkness and fear were defeated, bringing freedom and peace. Let's listen, contemplate, and feel the profound message about the power of light overcoming darkness that the story brings. Part 1. The background of Gerasenes and the demon possessor. The land of Gerasenes, also known as Gadara, is located on the east bank of the Jordan River, famous for its fertile plains and ancient cities. The land is normally prosperous, but between the valleys and hills, the people live in terror of a strange phenomenon. A man possessed by a demon, wandering in the cemetery. He is not a normal person. The villagers have witnessed him when he was healthy, but now he lives in the tomb. No one dares to come near. No one recognizes the man he used to be. Only a chaotic, ferocious, and miserable creature remains. He scratches himself, screams in the middle of the night, a danger to anyone who comes near at night. His screams echo, his groans echo through the alleys, making the hearts of the people tremble. They said that no chain could bind him, no prohibition could subdue the darkness in his soul. Every person who passed through the cemetery felt the weight of the darkness, the terror spreading like an invisible storm. The people lived in anxiety. They feared that he would suddenly attack, that the evil would spread to them. They tried to lock him in iron chains, but every time the chains rusted, he broke, screaming even more terribly. All efforts were hopeless. His danger was not only physical strength, but also demonic power, an evil power that overwhelmed the whole community, causing the villagers to lose sleep and appetite. In that context, Jesus and his disciples entered this land. He came not to show off his power, but to bring the light of God into the darkest place. Part 2. The encounter between God and the devil. The demon-possessed man appeared as soon as Jesus stepped out onto the riverbank. He rushed toward him, screaming incessantly. His screams were like a storm, but did not frighten Jesus. He remained calm, standing firm in the darkness, his eyes filled with authority and mercy. The demons within the man immediately recognized the power. They shouted, "Oh, Son of God, why have you come here? What do you want with us?" Jesus was not afraid. He said, "Come out of this man." Jesus' power was the power of light, surpassing all darkness. Immediately, the demon-possessed man felt the change. A rare silence enveloped him. The screaming stopped. The demons, who were confident in their power, were shocked by the unparalleled authority. The villagers from afar witnessed this scene, amazed. They saw him, who was fierce and terrifying, standing still, calm as he had never been before. Everyone realized that God's power was absolute, and the light he brought broke all darkness, disintegrated the evil that had taken root in man. Part 3. Complete liberation. Jesus did not just order the demons to leave. He also gave them a direction, to the nearby herd of pigs. All the demons rushed at the pigs, causing them to panic and jump into the lake and drown. The man, now freed, sat on the bank, looking around in amazement. He realized that his hands and feet were no longer bound by chains. His skin, which had been torn, his body, which had groaned in pain, was now at peace. His soul, which had been dominated by darkness, was now filled with light. He sobbed, not because of pain anymore, but because salvation had come to the root. He knelt down, looked at Jesus, and said words that were not words, just a vibration of his heart. "Please do not leave me." Jesus looked at him gently and lovingly. "You are free. Go back to your family and tell them about the power of God. Live in the light, do not let the darkness take over." He obeyed, but he no longer wanted to retreat to the cemetery. He wanted to live, to bear witness to God's omnipotence. Part 4. The villagers' reactions and theological significance. The villagers saw him, the man who had been their nightmare, now become a new man. They were both amazed and afraid. Some asked Jesus to leave, because they saw that his power was too great beyond their imagination. Others believed, saying to him, "We will follow you." This event is not just a personal story about one person's salvation. It is a testament that God's power is superior to all powers of darkness, including those that humans think are insurmountable. It also proves that light always triumphs over darkness, and God's love does not abandon anyone, no matter how much they have lived in sin or been haunted by evil powers. The image of a person being freed from darkness and stepping into the light is also the image of humanity when they receive Jesus, being saved from sin, fear, and slavery to the devil, and entering into a new life. Part 5. Reflections on Power and Light. The story of Gerasenes reminds us that in this life, everyone can be possessed by evil. Not the devil of magic, but the darkness, fear, anger, hatred, greed, lies, or unhealed wounds of the soul. Jesus appears in the darkness not by force, but by the light of God's mercy and authority. When we let him into our lives, all chains, all darkness, all fear are broken. And when the light spreads, we are no longer slaves of darkness, but witnesses of God's power. Part 6. Message for Life. The story is not only a miracle of the past, but also a reminder for all time. No matter how strong the darkness is, God's light is stronger than all. And no matter how evil forces take over people, Jesus can still free them. Whoever meets God and believes in him will find new life, freedom, and peace. The miracle at Gerasenes is a living proof. No darkness is incurable before God's love and power. The villagers witnessed the miracle and became believers, and the man who was once severely possessed became a living witness, telling the community about Jesus. This is a lesson about spreading light, sharing love, and living in God's power every day. Part 7. Conclusion. The Exorcism of the Gerasenes is a story of light overcoming darkness, of God's power over all evil powers, and of personal salvation that can impact the community. The man is freed from the chains of the devil, enters a new life, becomes a witness. The villagers are amazed. Some believe, some are afraid, but everyone realizes one thing. God's power is absolute, and his love overcomes all darkness, all fear, all prejudice. The message is clear. Let God enter your life. Let his power of light dispel the darkness, and let us become living witnesses to that infinite love. Thank you for joining Sting Stories in today's story. Jesus exorcises the demons of the Gerasenes. The power of light overcome darkness. Hopefully this story has brought you a profound message. No matter how strong the darkness is, the light and power of God always wins. Bring this message into your life. Live with faith, hope, and strength from God's love. See you again in the next inspirational stories. Don't forget to like, share, and follow Sting Stories so you don't miss out on lessons and miracles from life and faith. Wishing you a day filled with light.